All right, welcome back to Heroes of the Golden Age. We're on our part 2 episodes right now, and it's time for Buck Rogers. So we're going to head back out to the 25th century and see what Buck has to do with this episode. I believe we had a little bit of a cliffhanger, and a big bad was making an appearance, one that I know from other forms of Buck Rogers. But let's cut to the chase. You're not here to listen to me yap. You're here for Buck Rogers. So let's get out there and get to the future and see what Buck Rogers is up to.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Buck Rogers is on the air. This program is brought to you by the makers of Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle, those delicious frozen confections on a stick. And now a message from the famous fellow who won the contest for the typical American boy, Popsicle Pete.
Hello, fellas and girls. Are you saving up bags for those exciting free presents I told you about? Gee, what wonderful gifts you get. Hundreds of them. Roller skates, telescope, movie camera, doll, bracelet, wallet, table tennis. That's only a few. Just save the bags from Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle. Ask at your ice cream store for the free Popsicle gift list. It tells you where to send the bags you save and how many to send. You get a free coupon with it worth 10 bags. That'll get you started fine.
Yes, and here's an idea. Get Mom and Dad eating those wonderful confections, too. They're easy to eat on those handy sticks, and they're easy to digest. They're so pure and fresh and wholesome, and, oh boy, so delicious. You'll get their bags, too, for those marvelous gifts.
Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle are biggest for a nickel. Don't forget that.
Yes, but now let's go on with the amazing adventures of Buck Rogers in the 25th century. In our last episode, you recall, we learned that our old friends, Black Barney and Willie, were the ones who took off in the rocket ship equipped with the new gyrocosmic relativator. And we also know that the arch criminal, Killer Kane, suddenly appeared there aboard Black Barney's rocket ship. But that last is something that Buck and Wilma and Dr. Hewer don't know. And as we join them, they're simply talking things over in the doctor's laboratory. Shall we join them? Okay, then, here we go. 500 years into the future.
Well, Buck, Wilma,
Yes, Doctor?
at least we know that our rocket plane is in good hands. Yes, and that the new gyrocosmic relativator works all right.
Yes, Barney said when he radioed that he took off at full speed, and that he didn't even feel the pull of acceleration.
Well, as long as he's bringing the plane right down again, hadn't we better go over to the spaceport to meet him?
Not much point in going over right away, is there?
Huh?
It took him some time to fly out to wherever he is, and he won't be able to get back any faster.
Yes, Wilma's right. And we can put in good time right here in my laboratory, finding out what was taken by whoever ransacked it.
Yeah. Well, whoever broke in couldn't have been here very long.
What makes you think that, Buck?
Well, for one thing, there doesn't seem to have been much damage done. A few drawers pulled out on the desks and cabinets, and only a couple of scientific instruments moved from their usual places.
Well, you know what that indicates.
What, Doctor?
Whoever broke in wanted one particular thing.
Yeah.
And didn't have to waste much time in looking for it.
Come to think of it, Doctor, he couldn't have had very much time. It was only a few minutes after we arrived at the spaceport that the captain of the rocket police discovered this had happened.
Exactly. Well, let's look carefully around and find out what, if anything, is missing.
We can certainly be sure of one thing.
What's that?
This was done by Kane and Ardela. No one else would do such a thing.
Yes, and of course they've just escaped from the municipal prison.
Yes, sir. Don't you see what happened? The minute they got out, they realized they'd need equipment. And there was no more logical place for them to try to find it than right here in this laboratory.
Only one of them was here, though, Wilma.
How do you know?
Well, Police Information Bureau said that when they made their break, Kane and Ardela separated.
Uh-huh.
And what's more, a private citizen saw just one person take off in a rocket roadster from the neighborhood of this laboratory.
Buck, could he identify that person?
No, sir, he was too far away. But he's absolutely sure there was only one.
Maybe we aren't right after all.
Huh?
About it being Kane and Ardela. They usually stick pretty close together. And just getting out of prison would be all the more reason for doing so.
Except that one of them might have come here to get something, while the other tried to lay hands on a rocket ship.
Yes.
Well, we're wasting time just standing around here talking about it. Let's look around and see if anything's missing. Buck,
Yes, sir?
look through that chest there against the wall and make sure that my bound copies of the formula for...
All right, sir.
Wait a minute.
Yes, sir?
The instrument devised by Professor Smith, the mad scientist.
Huh?
The instrument that subjugated people to his willpower when he used it on them.
The psychic restriction ray.
Yes.
Why, it was right over there in that corner, back of where Wilma's standing.
Well, it's not here now.
Well, then we must look for it quickly. An instrument like that in the hands of a man like Kane.
Don't I know it?
Quick, open every cabinet and locker in the place.
Right,
Okay,
sir.
Doctor.
With his mad desire for power, why, Kane would use that instrument on everybody he could lay his hands on. No sign of it yet?
Not that I can see, Doctor.
But there must be.
Thing over here, Doctor.
Well, then suppose you look back in the stockroom, Buck. Perhaps I left the instrument in there.
Yes, sir.
Are you absolutely sure you had it here in your laboratory, Doctor?
Yes, Wilma, absolutely sure. Well, Buck, is it in there?
I'm afraid not, Doctor.
Well, then,
No,
look here.
sir. That's what he took, all right.
Well, listen, what we've got to do. The first thing is to report to the president that we're all ready to set out after Kane and Ardela.
Which, of course, we'll do the minute Black Barney gets our rocket plane back here.
Yes, and we'll need all the information we can get from the rocket police relative to their escape from the municipal prison.
I'll take care of that, Doctor.
And I'll radio the president's office.
Good. We'll go out to the spaceport and meet Barney with our ship.
But, Doctor, is that a good ship for chasing Kane and Ardela?
No, Buck, no. We'll have the gyrocosmic relativator from it installed on a fast-fighting cruiser.
Right. Wilma, the call letters for police information are 413.
Okay, Buck.
Calling X38.
Wilma Deering calling
Buck
413.
Rogers calling
Calling
X38.
413.
Calling
413.
X38.
Wilma Deering
Buck
calling
Rogers
413.
calling X38.
Yes, Barney. I can't begin to tell you how nice it is to be with you again.
Say now, you listen here now to me, Killer Kane.
And Willie.
Yes, sir.
Some time since I've seen you, too.
Listen, Kane. What's your idea of stowing away on my rocket ship, huh? If you think you're going to get away with
Stand
it...
back.
But I tell you...
Stand back.
Yeah.
Don't you know by this time that occasionally my trigger finger gets a bit nervous? And, Barney, a rocket pistol isn't very pleasant at this close range.
Please, you wouldn't shoot Mr. Barney, would you?
Of course not, Willie. Unless he were to make the serious mistake of trying to oppose me. Now, look here.
Yeah, well, what do you want?
A minute ago, you spoke of my having stowed away on your rocket ship.
Yeah.
Your rocket ship. Surely you don't pretend that you were clever enough to have installed a device like this?
You mean that gyro thing?
Barney. How many times must you be told that it's a gyrocosmic relativator?
Mr. Barney can say that word, Mr. Kane, and don't you believe he can't either.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the fact remains that neither the ship nor the relativator belongs to you. Am I right?
Well, it's all of this.
Don't try to stall, Barney. You and Willie committed a very serious offense by taking off in this ship without proper authority.
When we talked to Dr. Hewer by radio, he said it was all right, Mr. Kane.
Yeah, and all we need to do is fly back with it.
Yes.
Told you it's all right, eh?
Yes, sir.
And when you merrily land at the Central Spaceport, he'll forget all about the fact you ran off with the greatest invention he ever turned out. Not one bit of it.
What do you mean?
The minute you set foot on the ground there at the Niagara Spaceport, you'll find yourself surrounded by rocket police, ready to throw you into chains.
No, sir. I bet you.
What excuse have you for stealing this rocket ship, Barney?
We didn't. We just took it on a test flight for the gyro thing, so Lieutenant Wilmer, Captain Rogers, and Dr. Ewer wouldn't have to take no chances with.
You expect them to believe a story like that?
It's the truth. That's what it is.
Yes, sir, it's the truth.
Yeah, and I tell you, you're crazy to think that you can get away with any such childish excuse. Truth or not. Now, if you have any sense, instead of going back to Niagara to trouble, you'll come along with me.
Huh?
You know, there was a time, Barney, when you were not only willing, but anxious to work with me. And if I remember correctly, you were always well paid for doing it.
That's the times I want to forget. when I didn't know no better than be a air pirate.
At that time, you had a stronghold full of treasure that would have been the envy of all nations. You had gold, power. You can have those things again, Barney, my boy. If you'll use your head and come along with Ardela and me.
Don't you know that I've outgrown all that sort of stuff?
That's your misfortune, Barney. As an air pirate, you were quite a success, weren't you?
Yeah, sure I was.
But what happened? You got silly and sentimental listening to Wilman Deering stuff your empty head full of ideas about reforming and going straight.
Hey, don't you say nothing against Lieutenant Wilmer.
Get back.
All right.
What has it got? Nothing.
Mr. Barney's the Prime Minister of Mars, don't forget.
Yeah, that's right.
Prime Minister of Mars.
Yeah.
What does that make me? King of Pluto?
It's a big job, Mr. Kane. Why, if Mr. Barney wasn't their Prime Minister, I don't know what the Martian people would do.
Yeah.
You just ask King Analdo what he thinks of Mr. Barney.
Yeah.
That doddering old fool? Why, just to show you how helpless he is, I may go up there to Mars one of these days and establish a headquarters.
Not if I got anything to say about it. No, sir.
No, sir.
You won't have anything to say about it, Barney. Unless some sudden and unexpected flash of intelligence leads you to team up with me.
I don't know what you're up to, Kane, and I don't care no matter what it is.
No, Barney?
But no matter what it is, me and Willie ain't gonna have nothing to do with it.
Unfortunately, you're going to change your mind about that, Barney. And very shortly.
You're crazy. There's nothing would make me change my mind about that. Not even nothing.
No, sir.
Well, we'll see. This rocket ship is back in the general direction of Earth, isn't it?
Sure. Can't you tell by looking on the viewplate of the teleradioscope or by looking out of one of the forward windows?
No sarcasm, Bob. Move out of that control seat.
No, sir. I'm taking this ship back to the Central Spaceport.
Do I have to keep waving this like a pistol at to show that I mean business?
Okay. Go ahead and sit in the control seat.
On second thought, though, I believe I'll let you do the work of navigation.
Huh?
Now, I want you to land us to the ruins of the ancient city of Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
There we'll meet Ardela. You see, Barney, before she left Niagara, she made a stop at the laboratory of your dear friend, Dr. Hure, and picked up a rather interesting scientific instrument.
What are you talking about?
I have a stinking suspicion that will help you come around to my point of view. As a matter of fact, Barney, I'm sure of it.
Well, sir, I certainly hate to hear Kane say that, because it can mean only one thing. Killer Kane plans to put Black Barney under the psychic restriction ray that Ardela stole from Dr. Hure's laboratory. And that ray will completely subjugate Barney to Kane's will. Well, now, Pete, how about refreshment? What do you say to a great big ice-cold creamsicle on a stick?
Oh, boy. Ice cream in the middle and thick chocolate fudge outside?
That's right. Creamy chocolate fudge or tempting fresh fruit flavors. Take your choice. Creamsicles are all 5 cents. All delicious, nourishing, wholesome. Made fresh every day under the strictest pure food laws and protected by U.S. registered trademarks.
And listen, pals, don't forget to save your creamsicle bags for these wonderful gifts, like a camera, table tennis, a wristwatch, wallet, baseball, sleeping dolls. Get your free illustrated gift list in your ice cream store.
Well, I give the guy a lot of credit. He's standing up for himself, holding his ground. He doesn't want to go back to being a criminal. You know, he made something better of himself, and he's sticking to it. You got to respect that. And even in the face of what could be potentially dangerous, he knows this is not a take no for an answer kind of guy he's dealing with, but he's still sticking to his guns. I give him a lot of credit. I just really, really, really hope, and I know it's going to come down to it, but he's going to end up brainwashed by the Ray. He's going to end up working for him, but not wanting to. And it sucks. And hopefully in the end, Buck will help him out and see him through, but let's see what happens next. Hopefully, and we know it's coming, but poor guy.
Rogers in the 25th century. Rogers in the 25th century.
Buck Rogers is on the air, brought to you by the makers of Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle, those delicious frozen confections on a stick. And now a message from the famous winner of the Typical American Boy contest, Popsicle Pete.
Say, kids, can you imagine this? You get wonderful free presents for doing something you want to do anyway. Look, when you eat a swell popsicle, fudgicle, or creamsicle, you save the bags and get your pick of keen gifts. Listen to these: a movie camera, skates, table tennis, sleeping doll, jewelry, hundreds of gifts, and they're wonderful gifts, too. Get yourself a Popsicle gift list. It tells all the things you can get and how many bags you need. And it's got a free coupon on it worth 10 bags. You get it at your ice cream store free.
And take along a nickel and have a swell popsicle or fudgicle or creamsicle on a handy stick. Are they good? So refreshing. And good for you. Mother knows that. They're made fresh every day by the best ice cream manufacturers in town. And boy, do they last. The biggest nickel's worth anywhere.
Say, don't forget to save the bags for gifts.
Now, let's see. In our last episode, we learned that while Buck and his friends were trying to get on the trail of Killer Kane and Ardela, Kane appeared aboard Black Barney's rocket plane and ordered him to head for the ruins of ancient Philadelphia. But tonight, we'll pick up our story at the Central Spaceport, where Buck and Wilma are waiting in vain for Barney to come in and land. Now, here we go, 500 years into the future.
Doggone it, Wilma. I certainly wish Black Barney would hurry up and get here.
I know it, Buck. It was over an hour ago that he radioed Dr. Hewitt that he was on his way in.
Yeah.
Don't suppose something could have happened to him, do you?
Thinking of that new gyrocosmic relativator aboard his ship?
Uh-huh. Think it may have gone wrong somehow and thrown his ship out of control?
No, he'd have radioed for help. He's probably just taking his time somewhere out there in space, giving that relativator a real tryout.
Dr. Hewitt told him we need that ship in a hurry, though.
Yeah, that's true. And I have a battle cruiser here all ready to have the relativator transferred to it. See it over there?
Oh, I wondered why that ship was out of the hangar. Well equipped for a chase after Kane and Ardela?
Yes, sir. Rocket guns, a long-range disintegrator, one-way energy projector, all sorts of stuff. Even a gas analyzer that'll let us pick up and follow a rocket trail.
Good. It'll have a gyrocosmic relativator when Barney gets it back here to us.
Say, if necessary, we could start without it.
What?
Sure. Barney must have left a rocket trail when he took off from here.
Yes.
Well, we can follow it up to where he is and board his ship out in space.
How?
With a good old collapsible airlock.
Collapsible airlock?
Sure, you remember it. A big flexo steel tube that... Well, look there. Don't you see it there on the underside of our battle cruiser?
Oh, yes. It's a big tube that connects two ships flying side by side out in space.
Or better still, you can hook the two ships together with the magnetic grapples they all carry.
Uh-huh.
Then the collapsible airlock makes an airtight connection between the two ships.
Oh, I see. We could transfer the gyrocosmic relativator to our cruiser that way.
That's the idea. Wilma, you're so doggone used to all these scientific developments that you don't even think of them when there's an occasion to use them. But having come from the 20th century, they're all so marvelous to me, I can't help thinking of them most of the time. So come on, let's hop into the cruiser, turn on the gas analyzer, and take off.
Well, now listen, Buck.
Come on, all the time we're standing around here, waiting for Barney to come back is wasted. Gives Kane and Ardela just that much more chance to get away from us.
I doubt if they're very far away. No rocket planes have been reported missing, you know.
Except for a little air roadster. The one that was seen leaving the vicinity of Dr. Hewer's laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
And with that pair at the controls, even a little roadster is enough to take them well out of reach.
Look, Buck.
Yeah?
Why not try calling Barney by radio before we head out into space after him?
Now, that's a good idea. But come on. Aboard the cruiser is as good a place to call him as any.
Okay.
Here you are. Go ahead and climb in.
Right. Shall I turn on the transmitter?
Please. I'll leave this metal door open just in case he should come sailing down while we're trying to contact him.
All set, Buck. Go ahead.
Thanks. Buck Rogers calling Black Barney.
Probably he'll come in now that we've decided to go up after him.
No, that won't make me mad. Calling Black Barney. Buck Rogers calling Black Barney.
Apparently he didn't realize how important it was that he get back here in a hurry.
Calling Black Barney.
Funny, though, that he doesn't answer. I think he might have the receiver aboard that ship turned off.
No reason under the sun why he should. Even then, the automatic signal would work. Calling Black Barney.
Then, Buck, something must be wrong. He's had plenty of time to get back here, even flying slowly. And if he doesn't answer a radio call, why, something must be wrong, that's all.
I hope you're wrong. Calling Black Barney. I'm afraid you're right, Wilma. Close the metal door, will you, please?
All set, Buck.
Now, take the controls and head us straight up until the gas analyzer picks up the trail of rocket exhaust from Barney's ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep on trying to call him.
Right. Here we go.
Now, don't be afraid to use plenty of power, Wilma, and swing us around in a wide circle as soon as we get some altitude.
Okay, Buck.
Calling Black Barney. Buck Rogers calling Black Barney. Calling Black Barney. Calling Black Barney. Buck Rogers calling Black Barney.
Listen here now to me, Kane. You gotta let me answer that radio call.
Shut up, Barney. And don't make any move toward that transmitter.
Please let him answer, Mr. Kane.
Be quiet, Willie.
Buck Rogers calling Black Barney. Well, I guess it's no use, Wilma.
But don't you see, Kane? They don't know where I'm at. They might even be thinking I run off with a rocket ship. This one.
Which is exactly what you have done.
No, sir. Why, if it wasn't for you, I'd have this ship right back at the center of space.
Don't you see, Barney? You're in trouble, no matter how you look at it. The only wise thing you can do is come along and work with me.
No, sir. There ain't nobody or nothing that can make me do it.
We'll see about that later. Watch your navigation now. We're ready to land.
Okay.
You see there? There are the ruins of ancient Philadelphia just ahead of us.
Hey, that must have been a pretty big city.
Never mind about that. Barney, you see that rocket roadster parked over there to the left?
Yeah?
Well, drop us down right beside it. And land easily so the rocket blast won't scorch up the entire countryside.
Hey, you trying to tell me how I should order to land a rocket ship? Now, hang on. I'm going to cut the power.
And coast down from here?
Yeah.
Turn on that power, Barney. We drop this far, we'll crack up.
No, we can coast down from here easy.
Turn on that power, you fool. Turn it on.
Okay. There you are. Just as nice a landing as you could want.
See, Mr. Kane? He told you he could do it.
It's the gyrocosmic relativator. That's what kept us from crashing.
You mean I didn't do a nice landing?
Yes, I can see where that instrument will be of real value to us. All right, Barney.
Yeah?
Open the door.
Sure.
Well, if it isn't my old friend Black Barney.
Huh? Adela.
And Willie. Well, what a surprise this is.
Willie, I don't like this. No, sir.
No, sir.
Why, Barney, how can you say
Hold it, Adela. We've got work to do.
Okay, what's on your mind, if any?
Did you break into Heroes Laboratory as I told you to?
Absolutely.
How about the scientific instrument I told you to bring along?
You mean the
Don't name it. The point is, did you get it?
Sure. It's right there beside the rocket roadster. That big package there.
Then, Barney,
Yeah?
go over there and get that package and put it aboard this ship.
Well, now, listen, Kane.
Go ahead, Barney, and make it fast.
Okay. Only you don't need to be tough about it.
Willie,
Yes, sir?
in on the control table of this ship, you'll find some scraps of paper. Get me one of them.
What kind of paper?
Go ahead, get going.
Yes, sir. I'll get it.
Okay, now what?
Oh, where do you want me to put this, Kane?
Inside the ship, I said. On the floor, anywhere.
Okay.
Adela, keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't try to touch the controls and get away.
Right, Kane.
Here's a piece of paper, Mr. Kane.
Good. Now, hold still so I can write on it on your back. That's it.
Now what, Kane?
Just keep your eye on Barney for a minute until I finish this.
Okay.
There. There, that'll do it. Now, Willie,
Yes, sir.
your job is to deliver this note to Captain Buck Rogers in Niagara. You can fly over in that little rocket roadster. And I want you to make time, you understand?
All alone?
You can fly that roadster, can't you?
Sure, I guess so, but I don't think I know the way to Niagara.
Then find your way.
But how about Mr. Barney?
Never mind about Barney. Get going with that note for Captain Rogers.
Oh, now listen, Mr. Kane.
Get out of here
All
before
right,
I...
All right, I'll go.
Well, that's that. Adela,
Yeah?
didn't leave anything of value in that roadster, did you?
Nope. All the weapons I brought along are right here.
Good. Now, let me into that control seat.
Are we taking off?
Just as soon as little Willie gets started back toward Niagara.
Willie? Niagara?
Look through this window, Barney, and you'll see that he's about to take off in the air roadster.
But he can't run that ship, Kane. He'll crack up.
He'd better not. He's taking a message to Buck Rogers.
There he goes.
But Kane, I tell you, the boy can't fly.
And here we go.
Now, listen here to me, Kane.
Yes, Kane. I think you were crazy to let Willie try to fly to Niagara like that.
Are you running this little party, or am I?
Oh,
Barney. Barney!
Yeah.
Watch closely, and I'll show you how to keep from leaving a rocket trail.
what are you going to try to do, Kane?
Cut the power and coast into the place we land.
But we'll smash up.
Use your head, Adela. This ship is equipped with a gyro cosmic relativator.
But you're not going to make our headquarters so close to the place we left Willie, I hope.
Absolutely. Because that's the last place in the world Rogers would expect to find us.
I hope you're right, Kane.
Of course I am. Now, Barney, you can unwrap that package there on the floor.
What is it?
The instrument that'll make you more than glad to join forces with Adela and me.
No, sir. No, sir. There won't nothing ever make me do that. Well, let me see what you got.
Watch that face, Adela.
Right.
Kate. Kate. No!
Well?
It's a ray. The cycle description ray.
Right, Barney. The psychic restriction ray.
Yes, I'm afraid that although it won't hurt Barney, that ray will make him perfectly willing to do whatever Kane says.
Say, fellas and girls, there's a raft of wonderful presents just waiting for you to send in those bags from Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle. I picked out the presents. Yep, skates, fishing tackle, a candid camera, dolls, bracelets, wallets, and gosh, hundreds of swell things. Get your friends to help you save bags. The more you save, the better presents you get.
And don't forget, a valuable gift bag is wrapped around every single Popsicle, Creamsicle, and Fudgicle. Now make today Fudgicle Day. What a treat. Real creamy chocolate fudge frozen on a handy stick. Only 5 cents for a big one. Full of energy, too. Good for your bones and teeth. Each one is as rich in milk solids as a glass of milk. It's delicious.
Save bags for gifts every day. Don't forget.
Oh, man, I knew it. Black Barney got brainwashed. Ah, all right. But I got a feeling, we have a little faith, Buck and Wilma will set him free. He'll be all right. I think he'll end up helping him in the end, end up being a hero. I think the kid will be okay. I think he'll be able to look up to him because he helped him save the day. And Black Barney will, really be able to be reformed and be the hero of the piece once he's free and has a free will of his own and can do that. But let's see if we have a chance of that happening in episode 3.
Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
Buck Rogers is on the air, brought to you by the makers of Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle, those delicious frozen confections on a stick. And now, a message from the famous winner of the Typical American Boy contest, Popsicle Pete.
Hello, everybody. Guess what I've got here? A wristwatch for you. It's ticking away like anything. Gee, it's nifty. And it's yours, fellas and girls, free. All you do is save bags from Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle. You get hundreds of gifts, wonderful gifts, too, for those bags. Better start saving right away. Those bags are as good as money.
Yes, you'll find a valuable gift bag wrapped around every genuine Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle. Look for the name on each bag. It's registered by the U.S. Patent Office. And boy, will you love those great, big, swell-tasting frozen confections on a handy stick. Get one every day at your ice cream store. The biggest nickel's worth you ever saw. And wholesome. Couldn't be more pure if Mother made them.
And do they last? Say, don't forget to get a free gift list in your ice cream store. There's a free coupon on it worth 10 bags.
Well, now, tonight we should find out how and where Kane and Ardela, with Black Barney as their prisoner, are going to make their headquarters. But first, we'd better check up on Buck. And the easiest way to do that is by dropping into Central Radio Bureau at Niagara, the capital of 25th century America. All set? Then here we go, 500 years into the future.
Central Radio Bureau, Davidson speaking.
This is Buck Rogers, Dave.
Oh, yes, Captain Rogers. What can I do for you, sir?
Have you any idea where Dr. Hewer is, Dave? And why I haven't been able to call him at his laboratory?
Why, yes, sir. Right now, he's almost 80 floors below me in the protoniformer room of our transmitting setup.
What under the sun is he doing there?
Always looking through old pieces of equipment in the hope of finding some bits of impenetrite.
Impenetrite?
Well, that's what he said before he went down there.
Oh, probably with the idea of making up another gyrocosmic relativator.
Yeah, what?
A new invention. Has to have impenetrite for it.
Oh.
Any way of reaching him down there? Can you give me a line to him?
Well, he must have disconnected it so as not to be disturbed. I tried to call him just a few minutes ago and couldn't even raise an echo.
Dave, I wish you'd pass something on to him just as soon as you can get in touch with him.
Well, surely, Captain. I'd be glad to.
Well, tell him that Wilma and I have taken off in a battle cruiser and are trying to get on the rocket trail of the ship Black Barney's in.
Something happened to Barney, Captain?
Yes, Dave, I'm afraid so. That's why it's so important you get this message straight to Dr. Hewer.
Well, then listen.
Yeah?
Why not let me hook a telemagnetic recorder strip in on this receiver? Simply record your message to him. Then when Burke comes on duty to relieve me, I'll take it down to him.
Good idea, Dave.
It'll certainly be more clear to the doctor than any message I might try to relay to him verbally.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Captain, go right ahead with your message.
Do I have to address this to him some way?
No, just carry on a regular conversation with me.
Okay. Well, we took off right next to the spot where Barney and Willie left in the ship equipped with a gyrocosmic relativator. Is that okay, Dave?
Yeah, whatever that relativator is.
Well, we flew straight up because we figured that would be the way he did.
Yeah?
Then we started slowly circling around.
Uh-huh.
But the gas analyzer doesn't show a sign of his rocket trail yet. If we don't find it within a few minutes, we'll have to start at the ground again.
Oh, excuse me, Captain.
Yeah?
I take it that gyrocosmic thing you mentioned is something new on a rocket plane.
Yeah, that's right, Dave. Makes a full-power takeoff possible.
Well, then perhaps Barney cut his power after taking off just to see if this new device was working right.
Yeah, that's possible.
He must have taken almost any direction when he put on the power again.
Well, that's what we're trying to find out by circling around. In any event, when we do locate his trail and direction, we'll report again.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're lucky, we may even pick up some information about Kane and Ardela.
Huh?
The more I think of it, the more I'm willing to bet there's a connection between them and Barney's disappearance.
Well, if that's true, your job amounts to nothing more or less than running down Kane and Ardela.
Right. Now, that's certainly enough of a message for Dr. Hewer, Dave, so get it to him fast.
Yes, sir.
Thought you were going to use a gyrocosmic relativator and coast down to a landing, Kane.
Don't worry. This one little burst of power isn't going to leave enough of a trail to be followed. Now then.
Good work. We're landed all right, and without even the tiniest bump.
Yes. This relativator Barney brought us makes taking off and landing so easy a baby could do it. Even Barney here.
You listen here now to me, Kane.
Well, Barney?
You know good and well I didn't bring that there now gyro thing to you. You stole it. That's what.
Why, Barney?
Sure. Me and Willie was trying it out for Lieutenant Wilmer and Captain Rogers and Dr. Ewer. And the only reason you got it is on account of you stowed away in this here rocket ship.
Now, Barney.
Sure you did. And I want to know that you done what you done with my little Willie, too, huh? What did you?
Barney, your dear little Willie is acting as messenger boy for me. He's taking a note to Buck Rogers.
Didn't you see him take off for Niagara in the rocket roadster, Barney? Sure you did.
Sure I did. Only he can't fly one of them things, and if anything happens to him, Killer Kane, I'll get you for it if it's the last thing I ever do. You hear me, Kane? And I mean it.
Barney, you sound positively dangerous. I guess we'll have to do something about you.
What do you mean, do something?
Would you really like to know, Barney?
Sure, I'd like to know.
Very well. We're going to put you under the psychic restriction ray.
Huh?
It has a most startling effect on rebellious people.
No. Listen, Kane, listen. Did I ever do anything to you to make you put me under the psychic description ray?
Will you work with Ardela and me voluntarily?
Well,
How about it, Barney?
No, sir. I won't do it.
And that settles it.
Well, now listen.
First, of course, we've got to get established in some sort of headquarters.
Now, Kane, about that cycle...
Kane, are you still set on putting our headquarters here? So close to where Willie left us?
Listen.
If you'd use that pretty head of yours for something beside a perch for a flying helmet, you'd realize there isn't a better place in the solar system.
All right. Why?
No rocket trail leading up to where we've landed here. I was there?
No, because you cut the power a couple of miles away and coasted down. But you still haven't answered my question.
Ardela, think. Try it. Just once.
All right, rave on.
When little Willie delivers my message, the first thing Rogers is going to do is ask him where he saw us.
And believe me, Willie isn't going to waste any time in telling him, down to the last detail.
Right. But do you think for a minute Rogers will expect to find us here, waiting for him to come and get us?
Well...
Ardela, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go?
Just as far from where Willie was with us as possible.
Exactly. That's exactly what Rogers would expect us to do. And that's why we're safer here than anywhere else we could possibly be. It's the last place in the world he'd expect to find us.
Okay, you win.
Yeah.
And that just shows that you're pretty dumb, Kane.
Hey?
If you think you can keep Captain Rogers from finding you, you're dumb, that's all.
Quiet, Barney.
Buck might think to look for us here at that, Kane.
What makes you think so?
Professor Smith, the mad scientist who had ideas for becoming supreme grand ruler of the solar system. You know, the man who invented the psychic restriction ray.
Well, what about him?
Well, this is where he hung out.
Don't let that worry you. By the time we get through fixing this place up, Smith himself wouldn't be able to spot us.
What do you mean by fixing it up?
Come on, let's get out of this rocket ship and I'll show you. Oh, by the way...
Yeah?
What sort of equipment were you able to pick up when you dropped into Dr. Hewer's laboratory? Is this it here, in this bag?
Yeah, a rocket pistol, small disintegrator, and 2 force rays.
Good work. Now, as for tools, there are plenty right here in the ship. So bring along those weapons. And Barney.
Yeah? What?
You may have the honor of bringing along the psychic restriction ray.
I don't want no psychic description ray.
Bring it along. But wait. What's this lever for? Here on the control panel.
I don't know, Kane.
Barney?
Sure, anybody'd know that. It's a rocket dampener for working the attachment on the rocket tube so it'll cut down on the rocket flame so that
Splendid. It'll not only cut down whatever noise this ship makes while in flight, but it'll change the rocket trail. There we are. Now, come on.
Okay. Help me step down to the ground, please, Barney. I've got my hands full.
Oh, sure, Miss Altala. I'll be...
Never mind that, Barney.
Huh?
You take care of that ray machine. And don't drop it. You understand? Handle it carefully.
Okay.
Go ahead, Adela.
Isn't that what I'm doing?
And these tools are just what we need. I'll put them right out of here.
I'm not going to leave the ship out in plain sight, I hope.
Huh?
You heard me.
Adela, you do have an idea now and then, don't you? Let me have that small disintegrator.
Here. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Watch. First, I disintegrate a large hole right alongside the ship.
That's a mighty big hole you disintegrated.
There we are.
All right. Now what?
Wait and see.
Hey, he ain't gonna fly away and leave us, is he?
We'd better not try it. Oh, I see.
Yeah. He's navigating it right into the hole he made with the disintegrator, ain't he?
And believe it or not, there's room to spare. Nice work, Kane. But it's still in plain sight.
Now, where's that one-way energy projector? Oh, here, you have it, Adela.
Yeah.
Don't think you can cover up that whole complete rocket ship with one of them things. Do you?
Watch.
Wait.
Huh?
If you cover it up, how'll we get it out again?
Push the dirt away with one of these force rays.
Oh.
Now, watch. Well, satisfied?
A little more dirt needs to be pushed over it on this side here, Kane.
There you are. The ground looks as though it had never been disturbed.
I had no idea one of those little things, force rays, packed so much power.
So did I.
Non-recoil energy, Adela. Just another of yours many inventions that'll be of help to us.
Well, now what?
Now, we're going to establish our headquarters underground.
Where Smitty used to have his?
Yes, come on. And let Buck Rogers or anybody else try to find us once we get established in this.
Central Radio Bureau, Davidson.
Listen, Dave. This is Buck Rogers again.
Oh, yes, sir. Any news about Black Barney or Killer Kane in Ardela, Captain?
Plenty.
No kidding.
But how about my message to Dr. Hewer? Did you get it to him?
Yes, sir. He's on his way back to his laboratory.
Well, then maybe I'd better call him direct.
Oh, I'm afraid you won't be able to get him right away, Captain.
Huh? Why not?
Well, he said he was going to make several stops along the way. The municipal storehouse and the electrochemical laboratories and the ultronium foundry. Oh, a couple of other places, too.
Well, then take another message for me. And relay it to him as soon as you can get in touch with him.
On the telemagnetic recorder?
Won't need it. This message is plenty short.
All right, shoot.
Tell Dr. Hewer that Wilma and I have picked up Barney's rocket trail with a gas analyzer, and we're following it at top speed.
Good work, Captain.
And we're not stopping until we find him.
Good stuff. But wait a minute. Didn't Kane deliberately break up his rocket trail so it couldn't be followed? Well...
Fellas and girls, hurry up and send in bags from Popsicle, Fudgicle, and Creamsicle, and get yourself swell gifts. All the things you want but haven't got money to buy, like a wristwatch, movie camera, doll, jewelry, wallet, table tennis, fishing tackle, hundreds of wonderful gifts. Just save up Creamsicle, Fudgicle, and Popsicle bags. Excuse me now, folks. I'm going out to have a popsicle.
And will you get one for me, Pete?
Sure, Mr. Johnstone.
Yes, sir. There's nothing that tastes better than a great big cold popsicle. Those juicy fresh fruit ices frozen on a stick. Have one tonight. Get your favorite fruit flavor. They're refreshing, full of energy, and only 5 cents for a great big twin popsicle. And boy, does it last.
All right. Well, I hate to leave it on a more of a cliffhanger, but we're going to wrap that at 3 episodes for today. So, Yeah, I'm rooting for Black Barney. I'm hoping he breaks free. I got a feeling he's gonna end up being a hero of the piece, kind of help Buck once he gets released from Kane's control. But I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. So that's gonna be it for this episode of Heroes of the Golden Age. Thanks to everybody who's tuned in live and everyone who's want to watch later. We really appreciate all of you. And let me know what you want to see next. And join us next time for Heroes of the Golden Age.
They leapt from the pages in capes and flight, shadows of justice in the dead of night, silver and spandex from the time gone by, lifting us higher as they touch the sky. Heroes of the golden age, fight the fight, blazing bright in the neon light. Beneath the stars we light our way, legends live in the golden age today. Rocket ships blazing through cosmic dust, ray guns flashing in a world of rust, masked Avengers with the daring flare, saving the future like they always dare. Heroes of the golden age, fight the fight, blazing bright in the neon light. Beneath the stars they light our way, legends live in the golden age today. Time can't hold them, they're bold and true, from reels of the past to a screen near you. Golden whispers in electric glow, watch the champions steal the show. Heroes of the golden age, fight the fight, blazing bright in the neon light. Beneath the stars they light our way, legends live in the golden age today.